Hello fellow Helldivers, Thornton here, out going ahead and doing some mountain bike at Breckenridge Resort, but today we're going to be talking about an upgrade to new maps for the mega cities as they are getting a new update to them. We're going to go over all of that, but without further ado, let's jump into today's video. So Helldivers, if you've been playing the game the last few days, you are aware that we have a current new MO where we got to go ahead and liberate the nano sector and destroy automaton conscripts with the rail cannon stratagem to further secure New Aspiration City, and that's going to be kind of the point of today's video, and it revolves around New Aspiration City. And well, that's thanks to some inside information, because these aren't just going to be just regular new mega cities coming to the game like we've seen since the Illuminate arrived. It's actually much deeper and much more interesting, and let me have the main leaker himself actually break it down. We're going to talk about the leak that Ironsight shared with a maximum security city. He said at some point we'll be constructing 3 maximum security cities, likely related to a major order story point. Let me go ahead and look at this. It says New Hope City, the flagship maximum security city, impregnable to tyranny, the future of the Federation. And as you can see, there's a terminate on it. And well, thanks to Dripku, who actually went ahead and changed his name to Mango Seeds, we do know that there are some new strings that were recently released on July 15th that lets us know exactly what this is going to be about. So we're going to dive more into that. So on these strings, I was able to look and see it's titled as Great Expeditionary Fleet Yard, the first man site established in gloom infested space. So yes, we are going back to the gloom, and this seems to be where it's going to be the construction of these new mega cities. As it says, New Hope construction site, a new fleet of super destroyers is under construction here. It's going to be one of the 3 maximum security cities. There's also Outpost Alpha and New Aspiration and New Yearning construction site, and interestingly enough, the top secret site where augmentations to the DSS are constructed, and then Pandora base. Pandora, you know, is Pandora's box. It's a big thing in Greek mythology. But that being said, the DSS augmentations are likely going to tie into that Meridia black hole thing when we chuck the DSS into it to explode it, which we've covered on this channel before. There are some really interesting titles on how this lore event is going to happen with the city. Now, there was some other stuff that was actually found in the strings, and it looks like a new mission type objective called Hold City, repel the enemy forces attempting to claim this city. And it states, the automatons have constructed an airbase where our citizens' homes once stood, allowing them to dominate the city's airspace. The automatons have gained ground in the city, constructing a network of fabricators which allows them to replicate extremely rapidly. The city is under attack. It cannot be allowed to fall into the forces of oppression. Reconnaissance has pinpointed a number of key automaton fuel and munitions depots within the city, and a massive number of automaton militants are concentrated in this overrun city. Decisive action must be taken to reduce their numbers. Now, because it is an automaton airbase, I'm pretty sure this is going to have something to do with, well, the automaton fleet destroyers, which is another thing Ironsight's let us know is coming to the game very soon. But what's got me even more intrigued than the mega cities and all the stuff with that going on is actually that Pandora base that we talked about in the beginning, where it was also tied in with those other strings, and why it's going to be such a fundamental part for the Xbox release on August 26th. The top secret site where augmentations to the DSS are constructed. So the DSS is going to be getting some major upgrades in the very near future, some augmentations coming with it, and it also ties into another thing we talked about not too long ago about, well, a giant bomb that we're making to go ahead and, you know, throw at the Illuminate basically, and why this might all tie into the invasion of Cyberstan. It's a very weird and convoluted story, but let's break it down. We actually got some new subtitles that were leaked by Astro, and it is important to note these are story spoilers, so do be aware of that before you go any further into this video. And there's some very interesting stuff here. One that really particularly stuck out to me is the Democracy Space Station was a cost we had no choice but to pay. It will be rebuilt larger, stronger, and more democratic. So overall, this is actually pretty monumental, and I do think it is going to be interesting to see how the DSS is rebuilt, and I think it is finally going to lead into the clan system. But because the DSS seems to be such a target of the automatons at the same time, despite the fact that we're going to throw it at the black hole or something along those lines, I think the automatons are also going to build their own version of it, which will lead most likely to the invasion of Cyberstan, as there's a lot leading up to that as well that we found so far. Ironsight has shown new images of new Cyberstan. You can see it right here with the lightning, and we're going to go back to this in a little bit. This is a bigger image right here. He did want us to also know that while he was exploring some planets, and I thought he would show what new Cyberstan currently looks like. This is what Cyberstan becomes once it is terraformed by the bots. This will be more complete once bot cities are properly added. So now you have an idea of that, which apparently right now in the game, certain hackers or people that are able to get into the files are actually able to go to New Cyberstan and check it out. So we are going to be getting mega cities. It shows 3 cities there for Cyberstan: Scholar, Blessed Trail, and Hildara. And there has been talk about factions fighting other factions at the same time. In fact, there's been a lot of players that have been able to inject cheats and show the Illuminate fighting the automatons. We've gone over that on this channel before, and I think Arrowhead has finally figured out a way to possibly get all of that to work. And it's all going to culminate with the DSS upgrades, the automatons getting their own version, and a Cyberstan invasion with the Illuminate going there as well once the Meridia black hole gets destroyed. And we've played these on this channel before, but in case you haven't heard the voice lines by Coretta Kelly and you're out of the loop, I will go ahead and play them here. Keep in mind, some of you might have already heard them, and that's fine. There's a lot of new viewers on the channel every day, so I just want everyone to be informed the best they can. We'll play the voice lines here.
Good evening. I'm Coretta Kelly. The Ministry of Expansion released an evacuation warning for planets near the Meridian Singularity following a sharp spike in dark energy radiation. Experts believe that the wormhole has been held open by a constant flow of dark energy from the Illuminate invaders. Now, it appears that flow has ceased, resulting in an unstable singularity on the verge of catastrophic collapse. The Ministry of Truth states that this is the latest act of vile escalation from the Illuminate cult. Super-Earth will not be terrorized by a space-time warping bomb. Citizens on affected planets are advised to report signs of dark energy radiation sickness, such as boils, floating, and loss of democratic reasoning. That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly. Good evening. I'm Coretta Kelly. The Meridian wormhole has been safely collapsed with minimal consequences. The fearless Helldivers enabled the daring launch of the Democracy space station, converted into a giant nuclear bomb, into the center of the singularity, where it detonated with over 10 trillion megatons of explosive force. The controlled collapse of the wormhole prevented what could have been an unimaginable catastrophe. The scientists who determined how to collapse the singularity have been awarded the Presidential Medal of Super Freedom. In a collective statement, they said, "We were completely sure this would be safe. It's no surprise that it worked. We knew what we were doing." That's Liberty's latest. I'm Coretta Kelly. Good evening. I'm Coretta Kelly with breaking news. The Illuminate cult has triggered a catastrophic collapse of the Meridian Singularity, releasing a massive wave of dark energy that has destroyed multiple planets in its vicinity. Experts believe the dark energy radiation from the event could be even more destructive in the long run, affecting up to 60% of the entire galaxy. And, according to the Ministry of Science, the fabric of space-time could be damaged in ways we do not yet understand. In a statement, the president said, "Now is not the time to mourn. Now is the time for justice. We will mourn when our citizens are no longer threatened. We will mourn when democracy is safe. We will mourn when every last Illuminate is purged from existence." Coming up, will listening to war stories during pregnancy make your baby more patriotic? More after the break.
Let me know down below, guys, what are your thoughts on the new Mega City updates, and are you excited and hopeful for what we see next with the DSS? Also, don't forget to check out this video right here where I cover outdoor news on the daily, and it's a pretty fun adventure, and I appreciate the support. And until next time, everyone, keep spreading managed democracy, and I'll see you out there.